Number 4. When did the narrator first encounter Ethan Frome? As a child, as an adult but before his accident, as an adult after his accident, she did not encounter Ethan Frome directly. Well, let's take a look at these one at a time. As a child, is there anything to say about this as a child? There's nothing here that indicates that the narrator met this person as a child. It would have said something very specific to that regard. But there's nothing to indicate that the narrator first encountered Ethan Frome as a child. Is it as an adult before his accident or after his accident, right? If we take a look here in this particular line right here, it actually tells us when the narrator first encountered him. It was there that several years ago I saw him for the first time, and the sight pulled me up sharp. Even then, he was the most striking figure in Starkfield, though he was but the ruin of a man. So up until here, it tells us that when the narrator met him, he was but the ruin of a man. So he was already not in good shape. So clearly, this must have happened after his accident. And then the rest of the passage goes on to talk about how bad the accident was, and how the accident happened, or talking about how what he was like before that. So it must have been after the accident. So C is our correct answer. It's not as an adult before the accident. It's definitely not as a child. And D is our potato answer. She did not encounter Ethan Frome directly. So there's nothing here that says, or there are actually a couple of pieces of evidence here that tell us that D is not the correct answer. So the first one was exactly what we read. It was there that several years ago that I saw him for the first time. So the narrator did actually see Ethan Frome for the first time. And there were other instances where right there, the narrator noticed that though he came so punctually, he seldom received anything but a copy of the of the Bettsbridge Eagle. So the narrator is actually watching him get the mail, and then she watches him do certain other things, and she talks about she's seen the narrator. The narrator has seen Ethan Frome talk to certain people every now and then. So she did clearly encounter Ethan Frome directly. She may not have spoken to him directly, but she did encounter him in person at some point. There are multiple instances here, so that is not our answer. This is our potato answer. This is potato. Potato. And therefore C is our correct answer.